Hello everyone, welcome to yet another live stream, and I'm like 5 minutes away from finishing the video, honestly. Tops, 5 minutes tops, that's it. I have not slept since the last stream. I haven't slept. I've been continuously non-stop working on the video. And it's looking good, Look at this, we've reached the quaternion segment. There we go. All of this is fully edited and finished. It's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Now all we need to do... Have you slept? No, I haven't. Since the last stream, I haven't. I haven't slept. But yeah, we reached the quaternion segment. I started scripting it some more. You know, it's time for us to record. I've been animating the quaternions a little bit as well. But you know, we'll need to do some more. So, fine. This paper is a banger, by the way. And this paper is a banger. 1 + 1 = 1. Man is kicking in. No, it's been here. It's been rooted in me for quite some time. So here's the thing. I don't know how in-depth I want to go into this. Let's start it light. Let's start by just recording the script. You know? And that's the... Shut up, Passmakers, shut up, no one cares. Quaternions. So what's the deal with them? Will the deal for them comes in two forms. First of all, we have the complex I squared equals -1. But this time we also add in there the... But this time... Oh, jeez, my brain just isn't braining. Start over. You're my favorite gay person. Hi, there are more. Hi. Oh wait, live chat. Yeah, that's true. There we go. Okay. This. And that's the quaternions. So what's the deal with them? Well, the deal for them comes in two forms. First of all, we have the complex I equals squared... Fuck. Well, the deal for them comes in two forms. First of all, we have the complex I squared equals -1. But this time, we also add in there is equal to j squared and k squared. So basically, quaternions have more complex numbers than complex numbers themselves, because the complex numbers have only one imaginary, whilst quaternions have 3. And this is important because they all interact in different ways. These ways, to be exact. Yeah, these equations are basically where we mentioned the foreshadowing from before, and that's because the order in which we make these operations matters. That's because whilst I times j equals k, j times I equals -k. And basically here's how you can think about it. Imagine these quaternions on a triangle like so. When you multiply two of them together this way, you multiply them into a positive. When you multiply them together this way, you multiply them into a negative. So ij equals k, jk equals I. Ki equals j, but if you're going backwards, then you flip the sign, which means that ji equals -k, ik equals -j, and kj equals -I. Simple as it could be. I'll leave you with this on screen for a second to let you marinate on this for a bit, and now that we got it out of the way, allow me to read this amazing passage from the paper I used as a source for the quaternion segment of the video. Observe that in general, Q1 times Q2 is not equal to Q2 times Q1, and Q1 times Q2 isn't equal to minus Q2 times Q1. So quaternion multiplication is neither commutative nor anti-commutative. This is not really a theorem, I just called it one so it would leave an impact. I love this paper so much. So okay, now that we know... Actually, no, I'm gonna script this. Yeah, I just need to finish the script for the vectors quaternion segment. Child, don't take over the realization that I might be gay or bi. What's there to cope with? That's the realization, just... I don't know. What is there to cope with? It is what it is. You are who you are. if I'm just gonna say that if you're gay/bi, then I think you're gonna fit in pretty well with this community. Okay. Hi, the Catman. Hi. Are the animations all finished? Goodness, no. The script isn't even finished. We're so way off. You know what? We should probably start the script. So basically, this is the script for the treating quaternions as vectors portion of the video, which I need to finish. I need to finish. I need to finish this. I only have some romantic sexual feelings for people in chat of science YouTube streams. Oddly specific, but I dig it. Just 5 minutes. Exactly, Mr. X. Exactly, just 5 minutes tops. 5 minutes tops. Now, point is multiplication between two quaternions. That's quaternion multiplication. So the thing is, the problem, the pickle, the jab, the smig, is that in order for us to explain the Rodriguez Terney round, then we need to get to YPV inverse P, this. Why this is equal to 0. So we'll need to get through this entire chunky thing, which should be fine. I'm getting approximately 500 medicines that surely can all taken together, so my heart randomly stops, and that's why. Something take the edge off. Okay, I'm fine. I need to focus up. Okay, P is defined as cos theta divided by 2 plus sine theta divided by 2u. That's the P. Inverse P is the same thing except with minus. That's because right here we have this, which is the complex conjugate, so we just flip the complex bit. Simple as it could be. Then in the next line, we multiply V by all of these. So we have cosine V, sine V, sine V. And then we multiply the right part by the left part, keeping in mind that the order of operation matters for these because they are quaternions. Which means that what we need is cosine V cosine here, then cosine V sine theta u, this, sine theta, and then u V, but with another u. Oh, no wait, that's a different thing. Is it? I don't know. Cosine multiplied by V, that should be V cosine. Multiplied by cosine, that gives us the square. Then cosine V minus sine U should give us cosine theta sine theta. Oh yeah, and then that makes sense, no, because then this and this, and so this is the middle. Okay, that makes sense. And then the edge is just sine plus sine minus, which gives us negative sine squared uvu, because u times v times u. That, okay. Makes it like acceptable here in Russia, at least. I feel like I'm the only gay person in my area. No, actually gay is just all coping mechanism for not having a girlfriend. Be open-minded. I don't know. I get that you might not want to have it announced publicly. I get that. But I just don't want you to internally repress it, because so what? What do you mean coping mechanism? Just be into all of them. Why not? I'm just saying it's a good strategy. What's the point of limiting yourself? Okay, then what? Then we have uv minus vu, which gets turned into 2 cross. Right, yes, because the cross product... Yeah, I remember. That's because in the multiplication... This is page what? Page 16. Okay. That's because earlier on, in the multiplication segment, right here, VW is equal to V times W minus the dot product between them, and the cross product flip would be a minus, which means that not 6, 16, which means that UV would be U cross product V, VU would be minus U cross product V with a minus, so it would be plus U cross V, which means it will be U cross V plus U cross V, so that gives us 2 U cross V. What happened to the dot product, you may ask? Well, good question. That's a splendid question. It pisses off, I guess. Guess that's it. It just disappears. Because why not? What the heck do you think about in your free time? In my what? No. What happens to the dot product? I don't mean to be that guy, but what happens to the dot product? Where is it going? Where is it gone? Or is it because we're multiplying quaternion by a vector? I hate the dot product. Omo, give me back my dot product. What? Where? There is no dot product there. Does the dot product cancel us? QWERTY, you might be onto something. Yeah, because it's a minus, which means, and the dot product, you can switch it around, which means if you have a minus, it does cancel out. Yeah, okay. Thank you, QWERTY. Someone's paying attention. Good, good. Glad to hear. Okay, so then right here, we just turn them into the cross and dot product versions. Dot products cancel out. Cross products are inverses, so they just combine together into 2 cross products. Then right here, we do typical quaternion multiplication, I imagine, I hope. How we need to go through it step by step. U times V gives us U dot V, right? Or is it minus U dot V? It is minus U dot V plus U cross V. So minus U dot V plus U cross V. However, then it's multiplied by the U, which means... Oh my goodness, I need paint for this. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely, absolutely ridiculous and unbearable. So we have UVU. It looks like a lovely emoji. Okay. U dot minus U dot V plus U cross V, all of it in brackets U. Then what we do is we need to take the left and we need to do the same thing, repeat the process, except have negative U V plus U cross V, and then dot U plus negative U dot V plus U cross V, and then cross V, cross U, sorry. There we go, we need this. And then, I'm assuming it distributes somehow. The 4D numbers. Actually, funny enough, these are 3D numbers because we just pissed off the scalar. So this is just 3-dimensional I, J, K. Let me have a think, let me have a think. Do they distribute some? They must distribute somehow. They must, they simply must. The only question is how. How do they distribute? Oh yeah, we're catching it again. This should have a minus. Oh, we can distribute the minus to the inside. I think. As if I'd know. It's tempting to do them on the individual parts, because I could just do Vx, Vy, and Vz, and I could just do J, I, J, K, and I could just distribute them. But I imagine the vectors would be better. Okay, let me have a think. We can take out the u out of it, which would give us u. Oh yeah, that would be just this step. Damn. Oh yeah, you cannot, because this is a dot, this is a cross. Damn it. 20 minutes, wish me good luck, Leo, good luck. You can do it. How do I get from here to this? Well, u cross v is just negative v cross. Right here, there shouldn't be u cross v. No, wait, right here it shouldn't be u cross v. Right here it should be v cross u. Yes. Means we need this to go away. This has to be v cross u, and it has to be actually negative u cross v, which means that we have a positive u cross v dot u, negative v cross. I'm losing my mind. How do you get there? 2u dot v. Well, yeah, there are two negative u dot v. That is true. There'll be two of them. Why do you just multiply by u? Did you just take this and somehow... and plus v? I am so confused. What happens when you double cross something? Okay, it says E right there, which I'm assuming means if we go back, not obvious, we know that uv is equal to 1/2 this. Do we though? Yes, we do. Do we? Wait. Oh, because negative. Yes. We do. Right. We double it and give it to the next person. Wait, why is this a dot? Why is this not? I'm losing my mind. Hi, the basic. Hi, welcome. This turns into this. Why? I don't know. This is painful. This is really painful. I don't like it. It's not fun. It's not fun. 2u dot v minus vu. I don't know, maybe I should skip the maths. Maybe I should skip the maths of this. Maybe that's the solution. The amount of effort you put into your vids is actually insane. Thank you, Sensitive Philosophy. Thank you. Thank you so much. this is -1. If we do u cross u minus u dot u, is it because it's a unit is it because it's a unit quaternion? Why does it make it have black eyes? Because all the sparks of life have been drained out of them. This -2 uvu minus VUU. I mean, this to this step, that checks out. Make it, are you on live chat? Yes, I am. I am on live chat. UV is equal to -2u dot v minus VU. How do you get from this step to this step? That's the tricky bit. UV is equal to minus u dot v plus u cross v, as what it's equal to, which means that the whole thing should be equal to -1/2 minus uv plus uv, there we go, and then plus, actually no, minus v dot u, which shouldn't matter, it should be u dot v, and then plus v cross u, like this. And so then this pops right here. Oh wait, this is u dot v. I'm such an idiot. UU equals -1 by definition, doesn't it? Depends. I think we're treating unit vectors here. Or that's what U stands for. So it should, I think. Hold on, UV plus VU. Okay, so that's the dot. I'm an idiot then. I did done it incorrectly. That's not what should happen. Instead, we have U dot V plus U cross V, this times U, and then U dot V is equal to minus, which means now we just have a plus, 1/2 UV, we're back at UV, plus VU plus V cross U cross V, and all of that times U. So we have this now. Solid progress? I don't know. I think, hopefully. Well, you got from UV to -2 U dot V minus VU. Did you get -2 U dot V? U dot V, which is this, I've replaced it with this equation we have. And now we need to somehow... Oh my, I'm dying. What's U? It's a quaternion, it's a unit quaternion. I can figure this out. V is a vector. One half uv plus vu. How the heck do you get this? So basically, we can just... Let's just do the one. uv should be equal to minus u dot v plus u cross v, which then should be equal to, according to this, minus 1 half u v plus vu plus v cross u cross v. And then this should be equal to... I'm running out of paint. This should be equal to plus 1 half, so 1 half. And then this one, we can repeat the process on it, which means negative u dot v plus u cross v, and then minus u dot v plus u plus v cross u, and then all of this closed up, plus v plus u cross v, and then this is equal to, right here we have a minus and a minus, which means 1 half of 2 minus 2 u dot v plus, and these two cancel out, which means we can just close this, which means we can extract it, and which means we can get u dot v. Wait, no, hold on, we should finish this actually. These two cancel out, and then a plus u cross v. I cannot help but notice that this is completely useless, because if I just cancel these two out, I just get negative u dot v plus u cross v, which is what I started with. How do you get this? How have you done that? What kind of witchcraft? You kept the vu, haven't you? You must have. Which means right here we want to keep the vu and then see what's gonna happen. Which means negative 1 half and then uv multiplied will be equal to negative u dot v plus u cross v, but then plus just vu. That's it. We're not expanding it anyway. And then this plus v plus v cross u. No, u cross v. Two exams on Tuesday. Good luck. Good luck with them. This, then minus 1 half. And we want to keep the VU that we have on the inside. We cannot drop the brackets, unfortunately, because we have the half. However, we can imaginary drop the bracket by including this inside, which means we could have negative 1 half negative u dot v plus u cross v plus u v minus 2 v cross u cross v, like this. Now we did this schizo bracket dropping because we didn't really drop the bracket. The bracket is still there, but we're gonna treat it as if we drop the bracket because everything is in the middle. And as such, what can we do now? 2u cross v, and we have u cross v right here, which means you can cancel them out, which means you can have negative 1 half negative u dot v. This and this cancels out, which means you get plus vu minus u cross v and then progress? I can't tell if this is progress. I'm having a hard time believing this is progress. This is a plus, by the way. Can't I just flip it around and have it be a minus? Am I crazy? Oh, UV right here. I'm an idiot. Won't that be inequality? No, wait, that's where we start with, isn't it? UV. Yeah, it is. But you have VU. This could be progress. Negative 1/2 of this. I'm gonna scrap negative 1/2. You don't care for it. Negative 2 u dot v is what you would get if I expand this. That's what we're gonna get. However, the problem is that's gonna be immediately cancelled by the 1/2, which means what we're gonna get is we're gonna get the initial result back. So it doesn't matter. Negative u dot v. We could just keep expanding u dot v. Could just keep expanding it. Like for example, right here we can input this equation. Again, recursively, forever, never leave. Maybe u dot v equals negative v dot u. No, u dot v should equal v dot u. If I'm not mistaken. Wait, v dot u. I'm pretty certain this should be equality. Cross should be switching, I think. Let's see. Yeah, these can switch, but when cross switches, the sign changes. Which means that the dots don't really matter. We could switch the cross to have it be into positive. What good would that do though? Wait, hold on. If we do it right now, then this would be equal to negative 1, yeah, negative 1/2 typical business. V, or is it sign V? Negative u dot v plus, I'm running out of space. There we go. I'm no longer running out of space. Plus negative, which means just a minus, plus minus. We can do u dot v, and then this is v cross u plus v cross u, and then minus u cross v, which means we can just set that up as a 2 and then cross this off, and then we can, oh, did I not flip when putting it on the inside? U cross v plus u cross v. I think I just switched it to negative v. Negative equals v. Yeah, okay, I just flip the sign. That should be fine. This is what we end up with so far, and then this is a dot, by the way, which means what we get is negative 1/2 of negative 2u cross dot v plus 2 v cross u, and I couldn't help but notice that if we bring them out of the bracket, what we're gonna end up with is u dot v plus u cross v, which is a minus short of uv. Or is it? Hi, Datha. Hi, welcome. Hi. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I am just simply losing my mind. To cross. Yes. If we have first inverse second, then we're gonna have this, which makes sense because yeah, that makes sense because the dots will cancel each other out, which means that cross is equal to 1/2 this. Wait, this could actually be trivial with this one, I think. I have the fingers crossed. uv is equal to negative u dot v plus 1/2 uv minus vu, and then this, bring it up to get outside. Minus v1, those are easy to take. Oh wait, no, this is onto something, because if we switch both of them to if we extract both of them, we get u dot v plus 1/2, and then on the inside minus 2 u dot v. No, because this is a minus. Piss. Piss. It's piss. 1/2. Oh. Because of course that's a minus, because that's how you cancel out the dot products. By having one of them be a minus, one of them be a plus. I could extract double the cross but removed by 1/2, which means I could extract just the cross. That makes sense, because we started the cross. I'll be honest, I have no idea how this works. Maybe if I start the other way. Maybe I work backwards. Negative 2u dot v minus vu, this, then what we need is dot, we can extract this, so it's equal to negative 2 minus vu plus v cross u is equal to v cross u. Yeah, which means now we can extract it outside the minus, which would give us a plus v, which means it should give us minus u dot v minus v cross u. Oh, that seems to be onto something. Because then what we can do is we can just do minus uv plus u cross v, which is equal to u dot v. Why is it so easy working backwards and so difficult not working backwards? Oh my goodness, because you need to... Wow, that's actually rough the other way around, because you need to flip it. You need to take a minus u dot v and turn it into minus 2 u dot v plus... Actually, minus u dot v. That's what you need to do, and that's rough. Oh, that's pretty rough. That is pretty rough way to do it. Okay, so working backwards, it's easy. Now, why was I doing it? Yeah, right. It's because right here we have the uvu, in which case we can change the uv to be minus 2 uv minus vu minus 2 uv and then just u. That's curious. Minus 2 u dot v is there, but then, oh yeah, that minus vu. So we get minus 2 to u dot v minus vu. Actually, wait, no, hold on. Right here we have the exact process. Minus 2 uv minus vu of u. Then you bring them closer in which case you get... Makes sense. You just add in the u's. Then you take this. And as such, you take 2u dot vu minus vu cross u minus u dot u. Okay, I'm with you so far. Does this make sense? What is this for? It's for a video. It's for a video with quaternions. So right here, I don't know how to work that into the video actually, because like it makes sense. Maybe working backwards actually. Oh, that's a maybe. Okay, that's certainly a maybe. I think... I love how uvu somehow simplifies into 2u dot vu. Sorry, minus 2. Yeah, so apparently uvu is equal to minus 2 uvu. And with the video drop. Oh, just give me 5 minutes. Just 5 more minutes and I'll have the video finished. Don't worry. I'm practically there. If I can get a hang of this, I can explain this in the video. I think we're on it. And then games. And then I black out drunk on the couch. That was my plan for today. If you want games, I suppose. So uv is equal to negative 2 u dot v. It would appear so. That seems particularly tricky though. Especially since right here what we actually get is minus 2 u dot v u plus v. Where is the plus v? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where is the plus v? I'm sorry. Where is the plus v? I couldn't help but notice that right here there is a plus v at the end. Was right here, we just start with uvu and just the plus v disappears. Why is that? Plus v. Yeah. It just vaporizes. Wait, what? With you so far, we bring the minus 2 to the front. U dot v. U. What happens to plus v? What's going on? What's going on? Where's the plus v? On the very beginning, maybe? Okay, on the very beginning, right? It must be. Yes. This. It must be on the very beginning. This confuses my explanation so much. Oh, piss. Damn it. Okay. There is a way to explain it. It's not gonna be a good one though. I'm thinking right now. I'm visualizing I'm manifesting the script. I think I have it. No, I don't. I had such a perfect explanation, if not for the fact that the V flips. Because right here, turning this into this would be a hassle. And I think I might just skip the explanation and just distribute. I can't distribute, because if I distribute then it'd be confusing. Right here we do have the trig identities. I think I'm just gonna have to do the... Trust me everyone, this is what the equation is supposed to look like maneuver, where I just don't explain why we're doing things a certain way, we just do it. Which will be confusing, but I mean, I don't see a better way to do it. Alright, A, cosine of 2 is equal to cosine of this. Okay, so we just double it with theta because take these and just do theta, makes sense. Sine of 2x is equal to 2 sine x and cosine x, and then 2 sine squared of x is equal to 1 minus cosine 2x. Alright. I think I can do it. Okay, I think I have it. So basically, what we're going to do is, I've already prepared earlier on, back when I was also doing more research for this video. I have prepared quaternions, the vector test. This is the Rodriguez, whatever it's called, put in practice. So right here we have a vector which we select right here. This is the vector to rotate, and we have the axis on which we rotate it. Although keep in mind these should be unit vectors, which means actually in order to keep it cleaner, we should take the k and we should divide it by the distance. That way it's a unit vector. There we go. I think I missed some kind of k somewhere. No? vk. This k is also going to divide distance. Divide distance. Okay, so basically, I'm exhausted. But it's fine. It's fine. I'll manage. I'll manage. I'll manage. There are two arrows I want right now, which are 0 to the k, and the final arrow. There we go. This one is the 0 to the k, and this one is the final arrow. I couldn't help but notice that this is the opposite of where it's going. Makes sense why it's circling it, actually. There we go. Hide the void, high. Okay, this is good. Which means in the script, will we care about the cross? I guess we will. I don't think this is important. The point is, we can treat quaternions as vectors, which is especially convenient since it allows us to treat the allows us to treat the what? It allows us to, when using the dot and cross products, which Since you're not answering my question, I'm gonna do it. What was the question? What was the question? Because I kind of zoned out. I kind of hyper focused on an equation. All right, bye, QWERTY, bye. Have a good one. See ya. Easier. Hi, the Tefta. Hi, hyper focus. In this case, hyper focus definitely. I'm sorry that we couldn't do the plan yesterday, Tefta, but I have spent the last 20 hours working on this video non-stop. I was going to finish the video and then call you, but considering how I, still haven't finished it, was you even exhausted right now? That means no class tonight. Timon, I don't know how long I'm still gonna stay up working on this video. It's been 20 hours so far. I'm still not even finished with the script. Never mind the animations and editing and rendering. I don't know when I'm gonna be done with this live stream. Can I help with anything? No, it's fine. I just need to finish the script for the Quaternions, and then once I record it, everything should fall right into place, and then at least I'll have like a thingamajig. You get one. You get a thingamajig, the thingamabob. An indicator. My progress bar, basically. The difference between the end of the edit, which is currently right here, and the end of the recording, that will be my progress bar for how much I have left. Take a rest. No, because I promise I'll finish this video, and I'm gonna deliver on that promise. I will go rails real quick. That's the why. Let's which are a bit to a seemingly unrelated. And then what was the name of it? Rodriguez rotation formula. This is rotation formula, which looks like this. It should be fine. That's because right here there's just vectors, and as I mentioned, I already made the tool for them, so it should be easy to visualize. Make it feel sleeping and have another exhausted. Your vids will 100 times better. Good see you for the money. But I'm practically finished with this video, and I am actually pretty happy with the work I've done. It looks really good. Like, for example, I don't know. Hold on. This animation I have made like half an hour before starting the stream.
So it really can go off spiraling forever, and it took solid 5 minutes to set up.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. This I made like a couple of hours ago. The geometry notes for this. Quaternions. I should probably edit it before we keep going, because once I edit it, then I need to reach it with animations, because then I can start because once I reach it with animations, then I'll be able to start planning the Rodriguez formula, which will allow me to finish the script, which will allow me to finish the video.
So what's the deal with them? Well, the deal for them comes in two forms. First of all, we have the complex I complex I equals squared. Fuck. Well, the deal for them comes. Well, the deal.
Okay, there we go.
Well, the deal for them comes in two forms. First of all, we have the complex I form. First of all, we have the complex I squared equals -1, but this time we also add in there the is equal to
J and K.
J squared and K squared. So basically, quaternions have more complex numbers than complex numbers themselves, because the complex numbers have only one imaginary, whilst quaternions have 3. And this is important because they all interact.
There we go. I want to rewatch it then because this is here the more thing I was here in the video myself like forgetting. Edit out the rest of the sentence. Well, happens. Shit happens. Can't expect everything to be perfect in life.
In different ways. These ways, to be exact. Yeah, these equations are.
Music, right. I need the music in the background. And for this one, I've already used up Oddkit too, so I guess Oddkit.
First of all, we have the
Oh, groovy. That is groovy.
complex I squared equals -1, but this time you also add in there is equal to j squared and k squared. So basically quaternions have more complex numbers than complex numbers themselves, because the complex numbers have only one imaginary, whilst quaternions have 3. And this is important because they all interact in different ways. These ways, to be exact. Yeah, these equations are basically where we mentioned the foreshadowing from before, and that's because in the order, and that's because the order in which we make the, yeah, these equations are basically where we mentioned the foreshadowing from before, and that's because the and that's because the order in which we make these operations matters. That's because whilst I times j equals k, j times I equals negative times j equals k, j times I equals
Negative k. And yeah, them's just all flipped. That's all there is to it.
negative k. And basically here's how we can think about it.
There we go. And basically here's how we can think about it. And then cut this, cut that, cut all around. Perfection.
Imagine these quaternions on a triangle.
And that's so we want them to spark into existence. Simple as it could be.
So when you multiply two of them together this way, you this way, this.
There we go. Was there a being thing in the last video? I don't remember.
This way, you multiply them into a positive.
Oh, how lovely. The positive falls right on the end of the animation. How sweet. Well done. Make it holding a gun, French mean just banger titles of things. Quaternions. There we go. Right here, I would like you to graph editor. Actually, first timeline. And first keyframe this. Delete this keyframe. Linear, perfect. Graph editor, and then 270. Oh wait, 21. So that's 9. 39. No, 50. 49. $48. I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. Positive. There we go. Render animation. Cool. Now all we need to do is just render all the animations. Do we get to the thing that we need? Okay. For the Rodriguez, we can actually start analyzing it because might as well, we're rendering the background, nothing more to do, which means we need to get right here to the vector test. Now, right here, we're gonna switch to cycles for the sake of colors, and we're going to add color red, we're gonna add color green, we're gonna add color blue, we're gonna add color yellow, and we're gonna add color purple, and that should be enough. And now let us begin tests. So set you to be purple, let's set you to be yellow. Now right here, is the dot product of two vectors also a vector? No. I'm glad I could answer your question. It is not in fact a vector. It's a scalar. Purple. Okay, so now it's pointing the opposite to where we put it for some reason. I'm not gonna question it. We check the distance and we divide the thing by the distance, and yet, you know what? I'm just not gonna question it. It's on the opposite. I don't care. No one should. Now it's gonna rotate properly, innit? Yeah, I should have seen it coming. Okay, so you actually math vector math multiplied by 10 on all axes. There we go. Now it is rotating around this axis, which is what we want to happen. That's a good sign. That's a great sign. That's a phenomenal sign. So we have these two. This is where the vector originally points, and then as we rotate it around that axis. Great. Then we have the red, green, and blue. Red, green, and blue, which are like this. And so first we have the blue. The blue is the first vector on our list, and it just oscillates back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. Just turn these off. Blue just oscillates back and forth because it is the original vector just multiplied by a cosine, if I remember correctly. Yes, would you look at me? I'm so smart. Then the second one is the UV, U cross V, multiplied by a sine. That's the second one. So we now enable the second one right here. And this is the UV, which gives us a vector that's parallel to this one, right? The parallel from this perspective, you get what I mean. And then multiply by a cosine, which means it also oscillates. Great. And now the third one is 1 minus cosine. So it's just like cosine, except it's shifted to be the opposite. Okay, and then u dot v, and then multiply by u. Okay, so why is that? Let us think. Multiplication by u will ensure, so that entire thing is a scalar, which means this vector will point in the same direction as u. Then 1 minus cosine is for it to be the opposite of the green one. No, wait, opposite of the blue one. So as blue goes low, red goes high. Blue goes high, red goes low. There we go. Those two mysteries solved. Now u dot v. U dot v. Why is u dot v there? An easy way to check would be to just remove the u dot v, see what happens, I suppose. But what should I keep in place? No, remove it. Just multiply them. So the dot there, that basically adds the multiplication of all of them together. Why we multiply by a dot? Phenomenal question. Why do we multiply by a dot? Because it tells us how much does it need to go to. Okay, that I think I've got it. So the first one just oscillate back and forth. I think it's easier if we change up their order. Yeah, I think if we start off with green, that could be a splendid idea. If we start off with green, then move on to blue, that could actually be much easier. This is the starting point, and then the end point will be this added to this. Right, and then you will go in to here and into here, and then we still have rotation. So the green just oscillates back and forth, and the red and the blue, actually maybe red second would be better. There was a possum in my backyard and I had to go hunt it with my dogs. Did you get them? Okay, so I believe green, then red, then blue would actually be the best. Yes. Which means actually we have to swap them around. This has to go right here. And this has to go right here. And this is just wrong. And that's because the yellow arrow should leave here now. Now you can see that the red one is actually kind of circling around the purple one. So basically, yeah, the red and green we really should have called it in the more logical way. Red, blue. There we go. So the red is, that's the first one from the left. Then I go call as no Pepsi guy. I water and coffee. Okay, so green and blue in this case, which means second. Second gives us a parallel line, which makes sense with the cross. It gives us like a parallel onto which we do the sign. Then the third one gives us the inverse of a cosine, which we do the dot, multiply by, you know, give me a second, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, and I am back. I've got it. I've got it. Actually, there's a formula, and my nag out of primes. He just went back to his phone. Teenagers, am I right? Okay, now. This equation and breaking it down into components. And since all of them are vectors, we can just color them in red, green, and blue. I dimension math. That's actually a big pet peeve for me. It annoys me when people pretend as if dimension in mathematics do anything. They do nothing. There's nothing special. Never is.
Positive. When you multiply them together this way, multiply them together this.
I couldn't have noticed that it stops for one additional frame.
This way, this.
There we go. And now what we need to do is we need to have it go backwards. It must go backwards. There we go. Now you need to be inversed. Perfect. Now we're going backwards. Let's switch you back to a white. Actually, can we do just positive with a... No, we can't do it with a 0. White, and then plus 48, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Even buy coffee yesterday. Oh yeah, I guess I'm also running low. Oh well, happens. I can manage. Okay. Back to the script now. So then vectors you call them red, green, and blue. We'll just pick one additional vector for the V and one additional vector for the U, like so. Now what they do. Starting with the red one, you can see that it's just the V vector multiplied by a cosine. So as we increase the cosine, it's just oscillating. This will actually be pretty fun with geometry nodes. This will be really fun with geometry nodes because I can just set the theta as the driver divided by like some amount of pi, and then it will, like every 100 frames, if I set up correctly, it will be a full loop, but I'll probably do it every 50, so cut the render time, and then I can just render it in 50 frame intervals every single time, and then it should just be perfect. Thanks, Timon. Thanks. I haven't even gotten to the fun bits. This should be the most fun animation of the video. It will be... I think this will be first place. Close second will be the Euler's formula one. So to increase the cosine is just oscillating back and forth, back and forth. Then green arrow. The green arrow is a cross, is a sine, so that's why it's oscillating. But why is it oscillating sideways? And if I'm not mistaken, but I'm gonna double check it just in case I'm mistaken. Cross product. Cross product will give us like a perpendicular line, correct? By representation to vectors. Linear independent vectors, cross product A and B, vectors perpendicular to both A and B. Exactly. Great. Well, it's because the cross product, at least as slick as always, barely any friction. Yeah, I'm joking about, there is a thing called slab here, and that's like, what the fuck is slab? I haven't gotten that chapter. I'm not gonna cover in this video, and I've been a bit too busy in the past couple of hours to actually read about it all. But what is slab? What is that? What is that thing? Perpendicular, right? Both U and V. And then the third one. Always make it beyond the grave. Afterlife sounds like a cool place to do make it into and stuff. And then the third one, which is the biggest, but to simply just another kind of oscillation, written this way to be out of sync with the previous two. Waves video, which I've been promising for over a year now. Then that's multiplied by the dot product, which basically tells us how aligned the directions of U and V are, and multiplied by the U to move it direction of U. Equation. Actually, because that's multiplied by the U to move it in the direction of U. And that's multiplied by the dot product, which there's the R. and go. Vectors. Now to combine them. First we start with the green one, which basically oscillates perpendicular line. Then we add, hold on, this one finished rendering, that's good. So then we keep going, this right here.
This way you multiply them into a negative.
Negative. Alright. And funny enough, in order to make it negative, I need to give it a positive shader because my system makes sense. Plus 48. Slab is spherical linear interpolation. That's awful name. Well, such an awful name. Slab sounds like an just audio tool for a sound design. Kind of like flanger. This video is gonna be so near activation. I think this video might actually blow up. Ooh, I'm supposed to clickbait this video as well. Yeah, I forgot. We'll have to focus on that as well. Oscillating perpendicular line. Then we add the, which effectively translates to us moving it, end of the green arrow. Now you can see that we're basically moving in circles. The only problem being that we're moving in circles the wrong way. So now we just add the last thing, the red arrow, and there we go. If we connect our origin to the we've created with a teal arrow, see that the teal arrow is rotating around the U. And that's the rotation in the rotation equation. It's an equation that's given a vector v angle theta and vector u rotates the vector v around the vector u by angle theta. But does that relate to vectors? Hold on, I just need to do something. Well, I'll be brutally honest with you. Script writing this on my 22nd hour awake on a live stream. Well, no, I need to do it properly. I'm script writing this on my 22nd hour awake on a live stream. Ah, damn it. Hold on, I need to pre-prepare and then I can only finish this bit. This is gonna be a funny bit, okay? Trust me, bro. It's gonna be funny. algorithm picks up for once to make it stop worrying for his life. I'm still gonna worry. It's a gambler's thing. You don't get the gambler's mindset, Catman. If you lose, then you have anxiety because you lost. If you win, then that win doesn't matter because you just use all of your earnings to gamble more, and then the anxiety kicks in. Worrying is just part of life. This is how math becomes difficult vibes. That's what I'm saying like another right up before the end there's more because I mean yeah, it really does. It really does. Especially since just the title would be clickbaity. It's not gonna be called quaternions, it's gonna be called the even more complex numbers. That's what it's gonna be called. And on the left of the thumbnail there's gonna be complex numbers visualized with the Euler's equation. And on the right there's gonna be the quaternions visualized with the Rodriguez rotation formula. Because these are basically the like two equivalent things. Yeah, you'll see. You can also by the way, do it with the Euler's number. Lower down. Let me find it. There we go. Exponential form of rotation. You can also do it like this, with expanding it, and then you get this with the, believe it or not, shocker quaternion. But yeah, I'm gonna use the Rodriguez one because it's clean. Well, not cleaner, it's clearer. Bye, Barlin. Bye, see ya. He's my name, Church Pen, and honestly, I love everything about it. Okay. Hour awake on last minute. It's like 22nd hour awake on a live stream, and I'm getting absolutely. Oh, damn it! Piss. 22nd hour awake on a live stream, and I'm fuck! I didn't press the M. 22nd hour awake on a live stream, and I'm getting absolutely sick of this video. Trust me, it's gonna be a funny bit. Trust me, okay? Trust me. Trust me. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. Just hear me out. Hear me out. It's gonna be funny. As the animation, this is gonna be my bottleneck because there's gonna be a lot of animating. A lot. And I mean a lot. We're rendering mostly, not animating. The animating will be easy because I'll set up geometry nodes correctly. But with rendering, there's gonna be a fair bit. But to speed run this a bit, here's our equation. We cosine theta is equal to cosine squared minus sine squared of theta divided by 2. Sine theta is equal to 2 sine theta sine cosine of theta by 2, and 1 minus cosine is equal to 2 sine squared of theta by 2. These are all just trigonometric identities of different kinds, so that's boring. I'll leave it for the waves video. Again, the waves video I've been foreshadowing for a year now. Just leave it there. It's fine. It's fine.
Negative. So ij equals negative. So
ij, which means what we want is a positive number actually. Kill too shiny.
ij equals
be shining.
K, JK equals I. JK equals I.
Yeah, right. This video could be tired, but if you don't want to pure more frequent content. No, I'm just sick of this video. That's why I'm doing it. I'm just gonna vomit if I keep working on it. It's the main reason.
JK equals JK equals JK equals I. KI equals J. KI equals KI. Equals J, but if you're going backwards, then you flip. But if you're going
Backwards between the most recent one. There we go. And then this. Nego energy kinda stream. Ah, that's insulting. I'm trying my best, Theo. I'm trying my fucking best.
but if you're going back,
I am. That was mean. That was really mean. I have done so much. You think a Negu follower would work on this? No, Negu followers wouldn't give a fuck. They would just not do anything. I am zinching all the way. Call me Lord of Change the way I'm fucking changing my mind about still living.
but if you're going backwards, then you flip the sign, which means that JI equals I equals negative.
I don't have species and mouse to blenders, no, and I'm very stuck with madam. Unstuck.
Equals
Change
negative
perspective.
IK
Equals, so this deletes this here.
equals negative J and KJ equals and KJ
This right here.
equals negative.
Damn it, just add the frame hold. There we go.
Simple as it could be. I'll leave you with this on screen for a second to let you marinate on this for a bit,
And right here, what we want is just transition right here, like so. And then want to just get a couple of frames
I'll
going.
leave you with this on screen for a second to let you marinate on this for a bit, and now that we
That's absolutely not what I meant. Fine, cut it halfway through and then do the thing.
marinate on this for a bit, and now that we got used to
I'm stuck with being get good. Timon, I'm a bit fucking busy at the moment. Alright? Listen, I can't. As much as I would love to use my omnipotent powers to just use my third eye to just hallucinate your script and find the error, I'm a bit busy with the video with glowing colors. It's either glowing colors or omnipotence. You can't have both. Move this left. Come on. We ain't got the time.
And now that we got it out of the way, allow me to read this amazing passage from the paper I used.
Oh yeah, I really wanted to include the paper thing. That's pretty funny. And sleep. I can't. Look how close I am to finishing the video. Well, this isn't the full script. The full script, I'm still script writing, but I'm close. Okay, I'm just like 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. The video will be finished. I swear. I drank a cup of coffee like 4 hours ago, and for some reason, only now it's kicking in.
For the quaternion segment of the video.
I don't understand, but you know what? I'm not gonna question it.
Observe that in general, Q1 times Q2 is not equal to Q2 times Q1, and Q1 times Q2 isn't equal to minus Q2 times Q1. So quaternion multiplication is neither commutative nor anti-commutative. This is not really a theorem, I just called it one so it would be a theorem. I just called it one so it would leave an impact. I love this paper so much.
Okay, there we go. So that's all I've got recorded so far. We're almost done. Like I think all we need to do is have an impact. I do believe. There we go. That's the actual quote. And right here, we're just gonna. I mean, there are a couple of good quotes in this paper, and I do intend on adding all of them in because they're funny. So another was sphere. Sphere's worth of square roots, and 1 plus 1 equals 1. All of them are bangers. All of them are certified zingers. Make it Arion M drive. How many drives do you have? What's M drive? What is that? Oh, you mean on Windows? Oh, no, M stands for make it. I'm vain. Or it was maybe because when I was installing it, someone told me I should pick a different letter. Piss off, Steam. I should pick a different letter, and I just, out of pettiness, called it M. I don't remember which one. 1 plus 1 equals 2. What else was good in this textbook? Let me paper. Fuck, I'm too much time on library text. What else was good in this paper? Anyone piss off? Anyone remembers? Give me the family advice. I didn't give you the family advice. I gave you the not thinking about it advice currently because I'm stressing over a video. What else is there in this paper? Oh yeah, proof will be omitted. Hold on. Omit. Proof similar and omitted. There's actually... Oh, there's a couple. But no, I'm looking for the specific one. There are only 3. Oh man, hold on. I sent it to the Roblox's channel, so the screenshot should be there. No, wait, that's the wrong one. And the other one, there we go. Which we will not prove. Not proof. There we go. There are so many good ones in this. I love this so much. There's so many good ones. And I think it's hilarious. Okay. There we go. Now shiny. What's this? No, that's the wrong one. These are the 4. There we go.
And now that we got it out of the way, allow me to read this.
There we go. Nest. Blur. That's Gaussian. Blur. Lumetri color. There we go. Now we're gonna start at 0. We're gonna start at exposure saturation. There we go. Reduce the exposure, reduce the saturation, reduce, increase the blur.
Amazing passage from the paper I used as a source.
Okay, there we go.
This amazing passage from the paper I used as a source for the quaternion segment of the video. Observe that in general, q1 times q2 is not equal to q2 times q1, and q1 times q2 isn't equal to minus q2 times q1. So quaternion multiplication is neither commutative nor anti-commutative.
And right here is the fun bit. There we go.
This is not really a theorem. I just called it once. Called it once. So leave it. Leave it.
I said leave and I was meant to say have, whatever. Happens to the best of us. I mean, clearly it happened to me.
Impact.
And right here, all other three, because they are all hilarious, and I think anyone who will pause the video here will have a chuckle. Every single one has a hidden gem in it. A sphere's wolf. A sphere's wolf. 1 + 1 = 1, or we will not prove. Okay. I need to get Adobe Premiere. Don't, it's garbage. It's awful. It's awful. I wouldn't recommend.
Love this paper so much.
It's awful.
I love this paper so much.
Where did you finish recording? Wait. Okay. So okay, now we can do operations with quaternions, let's switch our way we think about them. That's because there is much more convenient way to think about quaternions, and that's the vectors. So basically a typical quaternion looks like this. We have the real part and the imaginary part. The real part being a single number, and we won't really care about it because it's quite boring. So instead we can move on to the complex I, j and k, and we'll take it and set it up as a vector. Why? Well, an in-depth definition would require me to go on linear algebra tangent, so instead I'll just simplify the topic to say that a quaternion multiplied by another quaternion is equivalent to this equation, where this is the dot product between the vectors and this is the cross product between vectors, which, funny enough, means that in a simple way I can just set up a quaternion multiplier in Blender, despite geometry nodes not being able to even handle complex numbers. But yeah, we're getting off topic here. The point is that we can treat quaternions as vectors, which is especially convenient since it allows us to multiply them using the dot and cross products, which make things easier, and to understand why, let's switch our topics a bit to a seemingly unrelated Rodriguez rotation formula, which looks like this. It is a bit intimidating, but nothing we can't manage. First, we can start by taking this equation and breaking it down into the individual components, and since all of them are vectors, we can just color them in red, green, and blue. Now we'll just pick one additional vector for v and one additional vector for u, like so. Now let's talk about what they do. Starting with the red one, you can see that it's just the v vector multiplied by a cosine, so as we increase the cosine, it's just oscillating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, simple. Then there is the green arrow. The green arrow is a sine. The green arrow is a sine, so that's why it's oscillating. But why is it oscillating sideways? Well, it's because the cross product gives us a vector that's perpendicular to two vectors. So in this case, this is oscillating on a vector that's perpendicular to both u and v. And then the third one, which is the biggest, but to simply put it, it's another kind of oscillation, written this way to be out of sync with the previous two. Just wait for the waves video, then I'll explain it. then multiplied by the u to move it in the direction of u, and then multiplied by the dot product, which basically tells us how aligned the u and v vectors are. And there we go. That's the three vectors. Now to combine them. First, we start the green one, which basically oscillates on the perpendicular line. Then we add the blue arrow, which effectively translates to us moving it to the end of the green arrow. And now you can see that we're basically moving in circles. The only problem is that we're moving in circles the wrong way. So now we'll just add the last thing, the red arrow, and there we go. If we connect our origin to the point we've created with a teal arrow, you can see that the teal arrow is rotating around the u vector. And that's why the rotation in the rotation equation is an equation that given a vector v, angle theta, and vector u, rotates the v around the vector u by angle theta. Simple as it could be. But how does that relate to vectors? Fuck, that's not supposed to be vectors. But how does that relate to quaternions? Well, I'll be brutally honest with you, I'm scriptwriting this on my 22nd hour awake on a live stream, and I'm getting absolutely sick of this. Okay, that's all we need to record. I'm fine, we can do it. We can do this, we can do this. 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes. Make it make more chemistry, physics, high school related teacher, but macro equation deep. I already have a list of videos to make Shivam. I already have that. Yeah, please go on your videos. Can't believe they somehow simplify some arbitrary topics of intuition. I'm glad I could help, HH. I really am glad I could help. Okay, now for this.
So much. So okay. Now we can do operations with quaternions. Let's switch our way we think about them. That's because there is much more convenient way to think about quaternions.
So for this, what we'll need is a copy. And then from that copy, my goodness, my voice is dying. My voice is just absolutely dying. But it's fine, it is fine, no problem whatsoever. Why would there be a problem? I am doing great. I'm doing splendid, phenomenal, fantastic. Let me just delete everything that's unnecessary in this case. There we go. Neat, great. I'm fine. It's only been 20 however many hours. Now all we need is the quaternions first and foremost, which means S plus I, A plus IB plus JC plus KD. Yes. Your voice has never been better. My tired voice sometimes sounds better than my not tired voice. It does that. Piss off to the right. There we go. Red, green, and blue. I couldn't have. Oh yeah, because I called it I, J, and K. Because of course I did. I and J and K. No, don't render yet. And change the background, hue, saturation value. Reduce the saturation completely. Render animation. I like a not tired voice much better, honestly. Yeah. Specifically, you're not tired. You mean my manic voice? My going manic. Crazy bananas. Do you like my voice better then, or do you like my personality better then, though?
So much. So okay, now that we can do operations with quaternions, let's switch our way we think about them. That's because there is much more convenient way to think about quaternions, and that's the vectors. So basically, a typical quaternion looks like this. We have the real part, and this. We have the
Real part, which we need to select. I ain't gonna spare animation hours at this point. We're way past that, honestly. Might as well just make this look right. Your personality tends to be a bit more active when you aren't tired and have coffee. No way. In my defense, though, I did have coffee. I had enough coffee for today, hence why I'm not drinking anymore. Texture coordinates separate into XYZ, perfect, and then color ramp. And it's going to be red, it's going to be blue, it's going to be green. There we go. Now 17. Render animation. My first one obviously make it highly caffeinated and hyperactive. That's just vibe. Yeah, I tend to do that as well. When was the last time we had coffee? I think 4 hours ago. I'm losing track of time. It's hard to say. Quaternions. You seem to fall asleep with all of the streams. Yeah, because I bore timing apparently.
like this. We have the real part and the
Time is just bored of these streams. Fucking stop doing that.
imaginary part. The real part being a single number. The real part being a single number, and we want really.
We need this right here. And then what we need is we need to tell this to piss off, then select this P, and then 540. Yes, and then do a new object set origin geometry. And then right here, we don't want this to be white, we want it to be unique white. That's because this white will disappear. Perfect. Render animation. Actually, since we're rendering it in such a simple scene, I guess we can reduce this to like an 8, which will speed up the render significantly. IJK RGB makes white, which is real. That's interesting. Actually, QWERTY, this isn't much of a system. This is only a temporary system. A much better system I had was right here. This system was much better because in this system I was actually consistent. From the moment I introduced positive numbers throughout all of these chapters, I kept it consistent with negative, positive, imaginary, and negative imaginary. But in this case, this just isn't the system because there aren't enough colors. I would need real, negative real, imaginary for each one, negative imaginary for each one, in order to keep up the charade. And then in the literal next subchapter, I would need to color in the arrows separately when there will be 6 different arrows. So that gives us, if I'm not mistaken, 14 different colors I need to use. Make negative as negative light. No, because that looks terrible. Blender is capable of rendering negative light, which I find hilarious, but it's really not supposed to. It looks so bad. Make a blended tutorial one day. I've already done 2 of them, and the fact that you don't know that I've made 2 of them is sign that I shouldn't do it. Okay, we need to get through the boring thing before we get to the interesting thing. So this is going to be a really boring quick segment where I just talk about vectors or whatever, and then the rotation equation will be the really interesting and juicy nice thing.
Because it's quite boring. So instead we can move on to the complex I, J and K, and we'll take it and set it.
I couldn't help but notice that one frame appears to be missing. Right here, the last one. You did not in fact render the last frame.
Because it's quite boring. So instead we can move on to the complex I, J and K, and we'll take it and set it up as a vector.
Yeah, so there really is to it. Okay, now let's... Yeah, I'm making an absolute mess of this animation, but I'm having trouble caring at the moment. I want to move on to the neat arrow thing, because that will be neat. That will be arrow, and that will be a thing. I make it stay awake. No, don't go. Don't go. Don't go to the light. How much further to the vectors?
Why? Well, an in-depth definition would require me to go on linear algebra tangent, so instead I'll just simplify the topic to say that a quaternion multiplied by another quaternion is equivalent to this equation, where this is the dot product equation, where quaternion is equivalent to the quaternion multiplied by another.
Okay, so up to that point we just need to wait for this to render them. That's great. I'm seeing on the Philip run through cyclic chemistry lecture on Wednesday. Can't you take a single day off school, or is that not allowed? Because I mean, I feel like getting a day off school to go to a lecture is pretty... Would there be a way for me to speed it up even more? Not allowed and I enjoy school. That's upsetting. That's weird, because I mean, not going to school to go to a lecture feels productive. It's like a... going to learn. I don't know, maybe I'm the good one. It should be IJK BCD T. Oh, wait, what? It should be 2 vectors multiplied. Why? Wait, is it really? Because in that case I messed up. Wait, no, it will work with the cross product. What do you mean? T transpose. Oh, sideways. Right. Wait, what? Should it really be? I mean, I guess I get your argument, because then you get IB plus JC plus KD. Like, I get your argument there. Right, with the IJK BCD. But in this case, I'm just trying to do a perspective shift to introduce the equation of... give me a second. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Apply 600. Why did the colors disappear? No. Oh wait, is this... Okay, yeah, so that's my graphics card dying. Don't worry about it, it's fine. It's actually all good. This was just my graphics card dying, you know. It happens. And then what we need is we need Q1, Q2. Actually, well, we'll need to bring these vectors a bit closer together now I think about this. There we go. This transport the other way. I don't... Quality, I'm bad with linear algebra, I'll be honest with you. Reblax tried teaching me what determinants are, and to this day I still do not understand what determinants are. I dislike determinants a lot. They confuse me. I don't understand why they exist, or what they are. Why are determinants a thing? It's confusing. They got undetermined about them. Piss off you. Or integral solving linear equation stuff like... I know! Okay. Hold on. Where is it? To be fair, this whiteboard has been filled in a bit by other things as well, but basically, this whiteboard started by Reblax trying to explain determinants to me, and you can see, like, when we started with just basic linear algebra, and then just you know, the basics, and then moving on to forward and forward with this stuff. And like, I get what determinants are. I don't understand why they are though. That's why I don't understand. What they are simple. I don't understand why. Why are they a thing? Why? Mathematicians, why must you just be yourselves? Stop it. Stop doing that. Okay. This is almost rendered. And then all we need to do is add the equation on from page 6. Which is this one. Q1, Q2 is equal to this. Well, that's for pure quaternions, but to be fair, I did only add quaternions to vectors, so that actually holds. Videos know about linear algebra, so it's fine. Thank goodness. I promised a linear algebra video a while ago, and I did not deliver. It's technically still in the works. I'm still haven't finished the script. Kept getting distracted with more and more things to talk about in linear algebra. Sorry about the microphone noises, I'm just tightening it up a bit. Okay. This rendered now negative dot and then cross. So there's no cross there. You've lied to me times. Ah, right. I was doing Q1, Q2. Okay, Q1. Just random 2 ghost pluses out of nowhere. Okay, there we go, 600, 600. Yes, I suppose. Okay, sweet and sour. Determine the HC and the original applied. The matrix expands up, and if you recount the dimension of the volume. Yeah, Theo, that's all well and good. That's great. That's phenomenal. If only volumes could be negative. I'm fine. I'm not upset. No, it's mathematicians being mathematicians. That doesn't have to bother me. It's fine. Whatever. I'm fine. I'm working in the video. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself. I'm doing good. I'm doing great in life, in fact. I am doing amazing. I am okay. Alrighty and great.
Set it up as a vector. Why? Well,
That's why I take the absolute value determinant. Okay, I had the explanation that the determinant is like a hypervolume so many times, but that's not an explanation. It's not. There is no way on my own green earth that mathematicians would see the simple equation for a hypervolume of a parallelogram and all of a sudden decided to, instead of using that, use the determinant, because the determinant adds a sign for no fucking reason in that case. Sense direction with the coordinates. Yeah, exactly. But if you have the direction, then it can't be a volume because a volume doesn't have a direction.
Take it and set it up as a. So instead we can move on to the complex I, j and k. And we'll take it and set it up as a vector.
Wait, let's just say my coterminus.
Why? Well, an in-depth definition would require me to go on linear algebra tangent, so instead I'll just simplify the topic to say that the quaternion multiplied by another. So instead,
For some reason, this has different brightness as well, which I don't know why, but you know what? Fine.
definition would require me to go on linear algebra tangent, so instead I'll just simplify the topic to say that the quaternion multiplied by another quaternion is equivalent to.
I should have specified that pure quaternion as well, not just. But you know what? I don't.
Is equivalent to this equation, where this is the dot.
As if I'm gonna link the entire paper in the description, and this is so much better for computing integrals. My video is supposed to visualize and not compute, and this is the annoying bit that can't be visualized.
This equation, where this is the dot
Well, I guess it could, but it won't matter.
product between the vectors, and this is the cross product between vectors, which this equation, where this. This is the dot product between the vectors, and this vectors and
Come on, make it. You can do it. Wait, put you back into it. Tell us how. Show us why. Look at where you came from. Look at you now.
cross product between vectors, which, funny enough, means that in a simple way I can just set up a quaternion multiplier in.
Golden start when you get that reference, by the way.
Which, funny enough, means that in a. Funny enough, means that in a simple way I can just set up a.
You know what? Let's do a quaternion calculator in Blender because I think why not? Because might as well. Come around, someone tell me what we're doing. We're finishing the video. We're finishing it up. It's almost finished. I just need 5 more minutes tops, and then it's gonna be finished. And then it's gonna be finished and all good and great. That's what we're doing. We're having fun. It's about the journey, not the destination. There we go. Now let's make this much smaller. Something like, yeah, this, whatever. And then let's make the group. And now what we want is we want 3 numbers. So join geometry, transform and set material. There will be I. Then we're gonna have the next one, J, and then we're gonna have the last one, K, and then this one's going to be a tad bit to the left, this one is going to be a tad bit to the right, and then right here we're gonna have a separate X, Y, and Z, and then foof, just foof. Gotta love the blend experience. It's really neat. I like it a lot. So we have this, and then we make the group of it. We copy it. We transform geometry right here. Join it right here. Move it a bit down, This will be our group of quaternions number 2. And then the last one will be slightly different, so we're gonna have to enter this, copy it like so. That's because we'll have one additional input, and that will be white. And that's because right here we will have we'll have it go down like so, and then -1, -1/3 if I'm not mistaken, and then 1/3, and then I did it backwards. It's fine. It's fine. I, J, K, and then this is gonna be 1, and then this is going to be white. Perfect, fix. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move this a bit lower, move this a bit lower, move this a bit lower, and then do the thing, which means vector math dot product and vector math cross product, and then add, and then math, not material, only math multiplied by -1. And in this case we're gonna set it to some values like this, and then Q1, Q2, Q1, Q2. We don't need to add them, we need to separate them. I think I did it correctly, didn't I? I'm pretty certain. Because this gives us a scalar plus a vector, which is what we wanted. I'm like 75% certain I did this correctly. Maybe the real quaternions were the friends we made along the way. Alright, well, it's a guesstimate. Usually how it goes. Oh, did I override the... Did I override the thing I just rendered? I did. Good. That's good. It's good stuff. Good soup. Great. Glad to hear. Okay, there we go. Then 600 to 650 or 640, because we don't have that much render time to spare. And then we're just gonna screw this around a bit. And then well, I can't use times, I can't use anything. Mult and equal, because I can't use times or I can't use the center dot, because they respectively in this case mean the dot product and the cross product. So we gotta go this way. We're close, we're really close. Certainly.
Is equivalent to this equation, where this is the dot product between the vectors and this is the cross product between vectors, which, funny enough, means that in a simple way I can just set up a quaternion multiplier, in Blender, despite geometry nodes not being able to even handle complex numbers. But yeah, we're getting off topic here. The point is that we can treat quaternions as vectors, which is especially convenient since it allows us to multiply them using the dot and cross products, which make things easier. And to understand why, let's switch our topics a bit to a seemingly unrelated Rodriguez rotation formula. The unrelated.
We need some good music for this.
Let's switch our topics a bit to a seemingly unrelated Rodriguez rotation formula, which looks like this. And to understand why,
okay, so right here we've got to the vectors segment, the one we've been waiting for.
Let's switch our topics a bit to a seemingly unrelated.
Which means now we finally get to make them vectors. Which will, to be fair, require probably some kind of nice floor texture. But you know what? Cross that bridge when you get to it. First of all, set the background to invisible, then add a plane. We need this to be a floor, however, I would like it to be nicely done, as in, I have an idea. So basically we want some kind of nice floor texture with a caveat. You'll see what I mean in a second. Hi to someone, hi. What could I use? I'm kind of running out of different tiles. Are these my last tiles? They look like it. Is this my, well, one of my last tiles, certainly. Okay, so here's what we'll need. We'll need to set up correctly everything, because if we set it up incorrectly, then it's gonna be a mess to unwind. Let's do 100. Is that too much? That feels kind of right. Let's do 70. There. Then displacement. Oh, that already looks funky. Then reflection. My PC freezes whenever I move something, which usually means that it's about to crash. And if it's gonna crash with everything I have open here, I'm gonna be slightly upset. Now, the problem with this is there's a couple. First of all, it looks like garbage, so I might actually need to change it up to a different texture. The metal zinc galvanized, that's tempting. I'm running out of materials, nice looking materials that I could set this up as. Have I used the cobblestone arch in this yet? Or have I used it at the very beginning? I might have used it at the very beginning, but I don't know. I'm having trouble remembering. No, I actually haven't. And the cobblestone arch is actually a gosh darn good texture. There we go. And now what we'll need to do is, first of all, combine XYZ. That looks pretty solid. And now let's make it wet. Make it. Have we played FTL? What is FTL? This doesn't really do anything. Oops. Couldn't really help but notice that nothing does anything. It's kind of worrying. Oh yeah, right. Okay, that's better. Increase the detail a bit, the roughness. 300, because why not? Okay, now what we need to do is we need to combine it with the displacement in a way so that that's exactly what I was looking for, actually. Oh yeah. We want the roughness to be high at the peaks, which would mean like this. There we go. Now I can control this and that. And there we go. Now the top of the bricks is usually drier. And then the spaces in between the bricks. But this still is off. There we go. However, right here, what we want is just a bit. It's not perfectionism. I am just faster than light. No, I haven't played it. Render time group. Hold on. It's not perfectionism, right? It's not OCD. I just want it to look right. Okay, it's fine. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be chill. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, looks fine. Whatever. Oh yeah, and then the main thing I wanted to do, I just remembered, is that I want texture coordinate to vector math, and then distance. And the reason why I wanted that is because math like a tiny island, a bit bigger maybe. Yeah, that looks fine. And then I just realized it was supposed to be an inverse. Whoops. There we go. It's actually going to be transparent in the middle, which will allow us to see the arrows that are going under the thing. Yes, and then we can decrease this to make it smaller. I'm sorry, what? Why is this? Should be 0 and 1. What's happening? It should be subtracting 1 somewhere in the middle, shouldn't it? Apparently not. There we go. Now it should. Now if we plug it into the alpha and plug this in, that's what we get. We get the floor, however, it's opened up the hole right where it's in the... Where's time to make it? I don't know, he was here, he left, apparently. Make it a wooden can trying to get the floor perfectly paddled. It's a process, okay? You don't understand. It's art. I would say that looks pretty solid. We can make this a bit slightly smaller. Okay, great. Now what we need is... Here's what we need. We need geometry nodes. However, we need specific geometry nodes. Very specific. So we have RGBY and then one last one, T. Now, we need to change up all of the shader nodes right here from what they are into what they will be. Which means red will not be this kind of red. Instead, it will be fudge principled BSDF. And it's going to be attribute brightness plugged into emission. Attribute alpha plugged into dem alpha, and attribute color actually plugged into the color. Now I think about this, that's because right now we can just do a general custom and that's it. We can delete all the other ones that are not necessary. Custom, perfect. Now what are we gonna do? Well, I'm so glad no one asked. We're going to remove everything because we don't need it anymore and just leave this. This is our arrow creator, into which if we go inside, we're going to set the material to custom. And the reason why we've set custom is because now we have the original point, we have the second point. What do we want next? We'd like to add an offset, I imagine. Vector math add to both of them at the end. Into this one, which means to both of them, basically just add this, which is the offset. Now if we move it like so, offset should move the entire arrow, which is what we want. Okay, great. So we have our master arrow. Now all we need to do is store named attribute, brightness, alpha, and color. Color, which will be, believe it or not, a color. Shocker, I know. Then bring this closer for a second. Just yoink it up a bit. There we go. And now we can set 1, 1, and red, for example. There we go. We have the arrow. Great. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. I feel like the hole is a bit too big, though. You know what? You know why the hole is a problem? The hole is a problem because the background of the wall is just pitch black. which it shouldn't, damn well shouldn't be. If we do this, I could just copy the layout from all the previous. Yeah, I suppose. I could just copy the layout from the previous animations. The holy one. Yes, this is the holy animation. It's now the whole of it is complete. It's the. I am wholeheartedly just done with this. Shading! World, copy, everything. Time to plagiarize from myself. What do you mean internal clipboard is empty? I'm gonna kick your ass and then we'll see who's empty. I specifically... I swear, I'm gonna flip out. How much longer? 5 minutes! That's all it's gonna take, just 5 minutes. My goodness, am I really gonna need to just... fuck. It's fine, I can manage. All we need is just noise texture of 0.23. Wait, why can't I copy this, though? Because I can't just select the world and paste it in there. The clipboard is empty. What happens if I reset Blender after copying the first one? That didn't help. Alright. Fine. Oh, there we go. That did help. Sweet. Now all we want is for this to be way, way, way more colorful. Let's not go too crazy though with this. Let's have it be this kind of nice little thing. And then texture coordinate. Let me select everything that's perfect. I'm sorry, what? The top one is bright. Oh, the bottom one is negative. Right, that makes sense. Which means we want to mix. Absolutely not what I meant. Should be 0, first of all. If it's 0, then why does it still have any brightness? It should have none. Math less than. No, that's correct, less than. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Perfect. You can go see you now. Bye QWERTY, bye for now, bye, see ya. That's what I was looking for. Now we have the Well of Infinity sort of thing going on. With just beautiful, lovely stars over there. Could spice it up somehow a bit more, I suppose. I don't know how exactly. Could, I don't know. Start shooting through the floor. That's not what we want at all. There we go. It's sick. Thank you, thank you. Although the edge is a bit wonky now. I am focusing on all the wrong things right now, but hey, whatever. There's a simple, well, depends on if it will look nice, but if it will look nice, then there is a simple fix to it looking funky, and that's by adding emission. Math multiply by 5 now, and then noise texture. Actually, no, Voronoi. What's the color? I think. Oh, outwards. I see. There we go. And then have the white one even closer. 85. Perfect. And then, actually, what am I doing? We don't need the black one there. There we go. And then right here, make this more extreme. Oh, I deselected the use nodes. Well, that's clever of me. That's not what I meant at all. Position? No, position isn't what I meant at all either. I guess noise would be fine then. I've already done it in the past. I know I have. I just don't remember how exactly. I guess I could just do multiple of these. Oh, it sucks. This sucks. How have I done it in the past? I've done it so well in the past. What video was it? Oh, let me think. It was the quantum mechanics. Okay, I remembered. Quick inspiration. Just 5 more minutes. Okay, I'm not getting distracted with unimportant stuff. Okay, trust me, it's crucial. It's imperative. This video is needed. This video needs this. All right. I might need another cup of coffee if that's the pace at which I'm gonna go. This right here. There we go. Those are the notes we wanna copy. All of these. And these, actually. Okay, well that's a bit big. There's no noise, I couldn't help but notice. And also, this entire thing seems to be messed up. Oh, what's happening? What's happening with you, my dearie? Okay, so this selects the inwards, which we don't want. This, no idea. This gives us the hard line. This gives us the division. What next? Oh, I didn't select the noise, which was supposed to go to the add. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's why everything is bright. Wait, no, that's not right, still. Noise was supposed to go to the add. Flow between 0 and this. Multiplied by 100. Why is... Just copy the entire thing. That's fine. Delete all of it. Yeah, it's a bit big now. However, nothing that a little bit of super glue can fix. Welcome back, Tha. Hi. Have to go to church instead of watching Make It stream. Heresy. Everything is still kind of bright, which is not something we want, and we'll need to fix that. I'm sorry, why is it? Oh, it's because it's 0.5, right? After the mapping, we'd also like to plug it in right here, and this should... Yep. Now, what? Well, now we want anything outside to be pitch black, which I'm guessing is this. There we go, perfect. However, we want the noise. Well, alpha, I mean. So we need this to be separate. Oh yeah, that's why we needed to multiply this by the bottom one. I remember now. There we go. Perfect. He's spacing out. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm doing so fine. Now you are pitch black, but there is still brightness. Why is there brightness somewhere? Damn it. No, it's on you. Why? Why is this being... Okay, so white is the lack of brightness. That makes no sense, but you know what? I'm rolling with it. Okay. Perfect, now it's good. See, I told you I just needed a second to make it look right, and then it'll all be fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. It would only take us what, like a minute or something. It's chill. It's all good. Okay, so now that the floor is finished, with I'm pretty certain this in charge of the size. Yeah. Okay. Good. Now that the floor is